So I'm going to introduce the next person that we're really honored to have here that I met a number of years ago. And it's John Gagain. He is Senior Advisor, United Nations Global Compact Office of New York, and he's also advisor for the President of the Dominican Republic. So John Gagain.
Hello everyone, good evening. My name is John Gagain, the Senior Advisor for the United Nations Global Compact, the largest network of companies and corporations in over 135 countries around the world. And for some reason, David Luther continues to say that I'm advising the President of the Dominican Republic, but that's okay. I was a speechwriter for the President of the Dominican Republic for the last 8 years, and I led a Presidential Commission on Development, which is how I was connected to this project that Carlito Fuente and Eric Newman and the Cigar Family Foundation and others like David Luther from EDI helped to create and build to what it is today. For some reason, throughout my life, Fuente keeps coming in and out of my life. Today I'm speaking to you as someone from the United Nations, and I bring you greetings from the Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon, and our head of the UN Global Compact, Jörg Kell. The President of the General Assembly, currently, it changes every year, is from Qatar. I don't know if any of you have ever been to Qatar. You see the Emir from Qatar. They wear the white and the gold and the headbands. Well, this year, the President of the General Assembly is His Excellency Nasser Abdulaziz. And he came to the Dominican Republic recently to meet with President Fernandez. And one of the first things he said was, coming all the way from Qatar in the Middle East, I need to smoke a Fuente cigar. We were short on time and we were talking about policy, particularly the price of oil and the price of gas and other problems affecting the country. But we did have time to go to the Fuente Cigar Club. The Global Compact, the United Nations, does work at the global level, and it counts on partners, which are companies that sign on to the universal principles of the Global Compact that deal with issues like human rights and the environment and other social issues. But I want to talk to you tonight not about policy in the Global Compact, but I want to talk to you about real human lives. And in a short sense, that when I say that Fuente has played a role in my life, from the global level of a President of the General Assembly telling me that he wants to smoke a Fuente Opus cigar, it only takes me back to when I was a young man with my father. And I'm very attached and have always been attached to my father. We've done great things. I'm originally from Connecticut. Things like collecting baseball cards, scuba diving. There was one day my father said, get in the car. And we drove maybe 45 minutes, one of those drives where the son says, Daddy, are we there yet? Daddy, are we there yet? Where are we going, Daddy? We got to a cigar shop in Middlebury, Connecticut. My dad took me in, just like he let me drink a beer one time when I was young. He let me smoke a cigar. But he kept telling me a story about this cigar, how important the cigar was. And he was repeating to me the story that the same man who owned this store told him about the quality and the importance and the history behind this cigar. And then, maybe 20 years later, David Luther invites me from the President's office of the Dominican Republic to a place in Bonao to actually meet the guy responsible behind the production of these cigars. And that was Carlito Fuente Jr. And ever since then, I met him and Eric Newman and others from the project. I saw firsthand the work that the project entailed. And not only that, I knew, me being a son who was very connected to his father, I saw what this cigar meant to Carlito Fuente in terms of his relationship, not only with his father, but also with his grandfather. And the family tradition for more than 3 generations that is enshrined in this cigar. And I said to myself, I love my father, and I've seen that Carlito Fuente loves his father too. And it's the passion and the love that he puts into his cigars and what they mean for him that really drove the success of this project and his business model and his social business model. So tonight I'm speaking to you not only as someone from the United Nations, a senior advisor to the United Nations, but also as a son, somebody who loves their father, somebody who's witnessed someone else who lives for the passion and love for their family, but also somebody that has witnessed those young people that study in those schools in Bonao that have looked me in the eye every time I went to that project and said, Carlito Fuente is my father. Él es mi padre. So tonight, you're seeing pictures of the school, the elementary school, the high school, the basketball courts. That's all very important, and that's the physical infrastructure that you can see. But really, for what has been important to me, ever since my father took me to Middlebury, Connecticut to get that cigar, was the human infrastructure that Carlito Fuente and Eric Newman and Edie and David Luther and others share with those young people that need them so much. That's the infrastructure that matters. And tonight, I want to say congratulations to Carlito Fuente for this award. For me, it's an award for everyone who's ever picked up a cigar from when they were my age, 7 years old, to today. Don't say that to anyone. Thank you.
So now we get to the